Hey guys, Pete here. Today we're going to talk about your DIY kits and what you do to put them together after you receive them. Okay, what you receive in the kit is these two pieces of wire right here, two pieces of mesh. You get your pot and your soil, and there's usually a few different trees that we utilize for these kits. This isn't specifically these trees for these kits, but we often use the arbicola, mini jade, or a ficus. For today's purposes, we're going to use the arbicola. Okay. So first thing you want to do, get your shears. You're going to want to prune your tree up to the shape and size that you're looking for the tree to be. It could be just a few snips to snip it back to the silhouette. If you're looking to open the trunk a little bit, you can kind of open up the trunk a little bit, and then you're just trying to find the best front for your tree, whatever that may be for you. Okay, doesn't have to be professionally done. You're the only ones that are going to be looking at this tree. Find yourself a good front, prune it back to what you like, and then you're the one that has to enjoy it on a daily basis. So, once you're done pruning your tree back, first thing you're going to do is pull it out of the pot. From there, you can take, I'm going to use a root hook here today. You don't have to use a root hook. You can use any type of picking tool. You can use a chopstick, works perfectly fine, and you're just going to start pulling out all the soil of the tree. Typically I will start at the top of the tree and work my way down, only because I'm trying to expose some of those beautiful surface roots that a lot of these trees have. Not all of them. Most of these trees that come in your DIY kits are pretty small and pretty tiny, so you're going to want to really dig in and see what they got, and they will not all have those surface roots, which in Japan they call nabari. If they have them, great. Not, no big deal. The other reason we're starting at the top is when trees grow in a pot, the roots are going to actually grow down to the bottom of the pot. They start to grow outwards, and they'll snake around, and they'll snake back up towards the top of the tree. So a lot of times, if you start at the bottom of the tree, you may have cut off half the root and didn't even realize you did it. So once we get that top layer off, and we can see that there is or is not any surface roots, this tree has a few of them on it, we're then going to work out the sides. Working the sides down, and then you can actually start to see those roots elongating at the bottom. This is from where they snake around the pot, and they start hitting the top of the pot again, coming back up through the top of the soil. And you really just want to take off enough soil so that it fits in your pot. Today we're using this blue Japanese glazed lotus style pot, and I just got to make sure I got enough roots off for it to fit inside of the pot. You don't want to take off all of the old soil. The old soil actually harbors a lot of beneficial fungus and microbial life in it. And also, when you put this in the pot, you're going to be wiring it in, so you need something for the wire to grab on. Okay. So I'm just about there. I got this really long taproot here. I'm probably going to cut this back a little bit so it fits into the pot better. And some of these longer, larger roots I want to cut off as well. You want to try to keep as many of the smaller roots as you can. Those are your fine feeder roots that you really want to keep the tree healthy and make it a shorter recovery period. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up my pot. Taking my two wires, sticking it through each of the holes in the bottom. Okay? If you're not sure how to set up your pot with the wire, you can actually check back to one of our previous videos and it goes over it in detail. From there, I'm taking my mesh, sliding it right down the wires, putting about 1 to 2 holes in between each wire, sliding it down the bottom, and then just locking it in place. And here's the other one. And then locking that in. From there, I'm taking my soil, just going to rip open the bag through the top here. I have a scoop here, kind of a cheat. You don't necessarily have to have a scoop. I happen to have one here today. Take my scoop, and I'm just going to fill the bottom layer of the pot. From there, I take my tree, finding my front here, putting it into my pot. Usually I'm going to put it in, never in the middle, somewhere in the left third or right third of the pot. Just depends what direction the tree is. You always want to put it in the opposite side of the direction of the tree. If the tree is moving to the right, I want to put the tree to the left third of the pot. If the tree is moving to the left, I'm going to put it in the right third of the pot. From there, I'm taking the 2 back wires, just crossing them over that soil that I left behind where the old roots are, and just giving it a couple of twists. Same thing on the front side. I'm going to take those 2 wires, I'm going to cross them in the front here, and then just give them a couple of twists as well. If you have a large root in the front, I happen to have a pretty big root on this tree, I'm actually going to take the wire and put it underneath that big root. If you put it over those big Nabari roots in the front, you can often kill the root as the tree grows, so make sure to go under those and not over them. Alright, from there, I get my scoop. Just going to fill in the rest of my pot with the soil that I have. And I'm actually going to fill the pot before I finish twisting the wire. Okay, there's a couple of reasons we do that. When we go to the holes in the pot are actually very symmetrical. So if you go to put your tree in the left or right third of the pot and then lock it in with the wires, it'll often pull the tree back to the center of the pot, which you don't want to happen. When I put in my soil first, fill it in all the way around on the sides, I can then go back in with my pliers, twist this wire nice and tight to lock the tree in, and then it doesn't pull it back to center. It stays in the position that I originally decided that I want that tree to begin with. There's one. Do the same thing in the back here. Go. I'm then taking my wire cutters here, going in, cutting off that excess piece of wire that's sticking out after I finish twisting it here. And then they can usually leave a sharp burr on the end of that, so try to avoid pushing the extra wire in with your finger. Just take your pair of pliers, or you can take your wire cutter, and you can just kind of push them in with your tool there. From there, I'm just going to finish off my soil level, which should be straight across from the very top of the pot. You shouldn't be mounding it, just straight and level on the top of the pot there. Once that's good to go, take your pliers, and those 2 wires that are on the bottom, you're just going to kind of grab them, give them a quarter turn, lock the tree into place, and you have yourself a do-it-yourself bonsai kit. Enjoy. Have any questions, shoot us an email, guys. Hope to see you at the next video soon. Have a good one.